Hi guys, welcome to Konnecttra, a platform where we're uniting and uplifting all the businesses of the Jain community. Today I am joined by not just one but two incredibly talented creatives, twin sisters Shruti and Khushi, the founders of Delairah Designs, a brand that blends design, emotion and storytelling into every pixel. Together they're a perfect duo where one brings the structure and concept and the other soul and detail. So let's find out their story, the spark and the sibling synergy behind Delairah Designs. Hi, what's up?
Hi, thank you so much for having us here.
And we are really excited because we just completed 2 years.
Amazing.
And we get to share this journey with all of y'all.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So let's start from the beginning. What were you both like, when y'all were growing up? Were y'all always creative?
Growing up, we were always drawn to the creative side of things. So whenever we had school projects, we were the go-to doer for all things creative, be it posters, presentations. We would literally fight over glitter pens.
Yeah, and in college also we had a Coral Draw class, and that is when it opened our eyes to the full journey of designing, and that is when it clicked that we can do something in this.
Wow, so very early on you
Yeah.
got the
Yes.
idea. Great. So what was the moment when you realized that, hey, we could actually do this as a business?
Yeah, so again in college only we had to, in a degree college we had to do an internship, a compulsory internship, and that is when our friends suggested us that you all are very creative and you all should do something in designing. So she told us that you all should join a graphic designing course in the company she was already working in, and that is when we joined that.
We went in with zero expectations and came back with an internship. The reels and the posts that we made were going viral. That is when I looked at her and told her, should we pursue this as a career?
And here we are.
Wow. So have you tried anything else before this?
No, we haven't tried anything else before this. But once our college got over, we pursued a professional course in graphic designing for 1 year. And after that, we started this journey.
Amazing. So you're all certified and now fully
Yes.
Great. So how would you describe your dynamic as twins, especially when working together creatively?
Growing up, so when we were in school, she was really good at practical subjects like maths, and I excelled at theory subjects. So before exams, we would sit together and explain each other everything.
And it followed us here also. So here also she's more into typography and communication side of the business, and I'm more into visuals and layouts, so it matches perfectly.
It's like having telepathic Wi-Fi. You can say that.
Wow. So it's all in-house only. There's great. So tell us the story behind the name Delairah Designs. How did it come to life?
So we didn't want a mainstream name, we wanted something which is very unique and which stays with people. So that is when we thought of blending two words, Dil, which means heart, and Aira in some culture means purity. So that is when we merged both of them together and we came up with the name Delairah.
So our main motive was to create with love and express with purity. That is what our tagline is, express your story. And we try to express the client's story in the best way possible.
So it's a completely self-made name.
Yes, it's a self-made name. We didn't want something which is, existing.
Amazing, yeah. How did you first draw your clients initially? How did the first few client projects come about?
Initially, it was all from friends and family, and then eventually through word of mouth, our business grew. One of the projects which I remember is we did complete branding for our cousin's new brand. And when I saw the logo being posted on official documents, I was like, wait, is this real?
And I remember that we had made a personalized magazine for a friend's birthday, and it blew up on Instagram. We were getting DMs from all over India, and honestly speaking, sending our first courier to some state which is completely new, it felt like magic.
So what's your design process like from idea to final delivery? How do you divide the work and how do you carry out the whole process?
So firstly we try to understand what the client actually needs, what is their story, their vision, and then we start mood boarding like maniacs, font, colors, and then comes aesthetics, Pinterest boards, etc. And then we start dividing the work between our team, and it's like we are running a relay race with a whole lot of coffee, sipping a whole lot of coffee.
So coffee is something that keeps you going.
Yeah.
Great. And also there are times when there are disagreements in terms of designing, between you and the client. How do you balance your creative vision, especially when the client does not get the design?
Sometimes the client wants changes which we know will ruin the aesthetic of the entire design. So we try to explain to them the color psychology, why we've paired certain fonts. But even after that, if they don't get it, then we have to follow what they want since it's their story. They say that clients are the kings, but sometimes the king wants neon green on a beige background and you cannot help it.
So have you ever had a challenge that pushed you out of your comfort zone while promoting your business?
Yeah, honestly speaking, this being on a podcast, it's obviously challenging. We always are behind the screen and never in front of the camera or in front of the mic. So yeah, it's just challenging.
Also, we've realized that when you have a social media page, the audience connects with you more when they can see the person behind the brand. So many a times you have to come up and show our face, our ideas behind it, and I'm very camera conscious, so we are still getting used to it.
You all are doing great, yeah. And you all look so attractive. You all are twins. It's always fun to see twins together. So how do you switch off from work mode and just be sisters again?
We love binge watching Shark Tank and sometimes judging their branding too.
Also, we sometimes drag each other into 5-minute breaks, which turn into an hour-long gossip session.
And also, do you have that twin telepathy stories or moments where you just finish each other's work without even talking to each other?
Yes, all the time. I remember once I was sketching a rough draft for a wedding invitation, and on the exact same time, she'd already started designing the same layout on the laptop. So it was like so shocking.
Also, we end up saying the same things at the exact same time. So many times that happens, and twin telepathy is 100% real.
So tell me, what's the one thing that people always get wrong about twins?
Yes, people think that we are the exact same person. They think that we have the same choices in food, fashion, Spotify music, etc. But actually that's not the case. She's more into bold colors and I'm more into muted tones. So she will add sparkle to each and everything and I will end up removing all of them. So yeah, that's not true.
So it's a different person altogether. Also, what is the misconception that people have about working in the design or creative field?
One major misconception that people have about this field is that it's all fun and vibes. You are sitting in a cafe, sipping coffee, waiting for inspiration to strike. When in reality, there are client deadlines, there are multiple changes you have to go through. There is convincing clients that fiery red cannot be the right color for a wellness brand.
Yeah.
Also, if you go to see, people feel like AI is going to replace graphic designers.
But actually AI can 100% suggest, but it can't, feel. So it's all like designing is all about storytelling and it's all about, understanding what the people want. So but that is all human. AI can't do that.
So how do you handle creative disagreements between yourselves? Do you guys like fight?
We fight a lot. We fight over fonts, we fight over colors. Sometimes we fight on, whose design is looking better. But of course you have to treat it professionally. So we sit down, we try to figure out if a mix of both the designs will look better. And honestly, I feel like disagreements are healthy in a business till they are, treated with properly. So in the end, we are sisters first and co-founders later.
So where do you see Delairah Designs in the next 3 to 5 years?
So you want to make Delairah as a go-to brand for all personalized stuff, be it social media, be it weddings, be it stationery. And we also we would love to have a small passionate team which would help us to match our magic and madness.
Also, we are manifesting international clients. Maybe, designing for a wedding in Italy or rebranding a cafe in Paris.
We hope that happens soon. So guys, we have something extra special. Delairah Designs just completed 2 years of turning ideas into heartfelt designs. Congratulations on completing 2 years. What does hitting this milestone mean to both of you?
Thank you so much, firstly. I just want to tell you that we always wanted to start something together. We would always discuss, let's start something. And when we were small, we wanted to start a boutique together. But yeah, destiny led us here.
Also, once we've completed 2 years now, we are immensely thankful to our friends and family who supported us on this journey. Even if it's like a small token of appreciation, it has motivated us a lot. And in the end, we want to make our parents proud.
So looking back, what would you say was your biggest, we really did this moment?
So our biggest we did this moment was when people would recognize us through our brand name. So they would call us the Delairah twins and that is when we thought, yes, we've done something good, we've achieved something.
Great. So what does it mean to spend these 2 years together on Delairah Designs?
I feel like we've always, it was always personal. We've grown up as twins, but now we've connected more on the professional base, handling professional differences, handling clients, interviewing people for joining our team. All these things have been different, you know, and I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else but her. So it's
That's the
incredible.
best company.
Yeah. And how is it, back when you started and now after completing 2 years, what difference do you see in you guys personally?
You know, before I started, I asked her, I feel like we are not 100% prepared to start something. I've posted about this on my page too. But she told me that, you grow in the process. You don't have to be perfect before starting. So I feel like in these 2 years, we have grown, we have made mistakes, we have failed. But in that process, we have kept on learning, and we are not perfect yet, but we might reach there.
So let's do like a fun, quick segment with you. Tell me who's the more organized one and who's the messy creative?
She's the organized one. She has folders inside of folders, and I'm the messy creative. But you know, it has to balance it out.
That's true.
Your favorite design trend right now?
So now I'm personally liking minimalistic designs with bold fonts. That is what.
And one you wish would just go away?
And I'm not a big fan of drop shadow effect, so
It looks like floating stickers. So.
Your favorite design software you can't live without?
It's Illustrator for sure, for crispy, clean vectors, and After Effects adds the drama. So
Your go-to app for creativity in social media posts?
yeah, so the go-to app will be Illustrator and Photoshop, and yeah, Canva is the last-minute savior.
Definitely. So if you weren't designers, what would you be doing right now?
So I think we would be into some creative field only, and as I mentioned before, we would about owning a boutique. So yeah, something into fashion. Maybe.
Describe your creative partnership in 3 words.
dreaming, designing, and delivering.
Wow. A dream brand or a person you'd like to design for?
Right now, it may seem far-fetched, but I would love to collaborate with Disney sometime in the future.
Wow.
Yes.
We hope it turns true very soon. So tell me, has there been any client story that has stuck by you?
Yeah, so once our client wanted us to make a frame for her mother because one of her grandparents had expired, so she wanted everyone in one frame. So we illustrated the entire frame and gave it to her. And once she sent the reaction video, we were also in tears because her mom, who had seen the frame, she started crying and she gave the frame to her Masi also. So they both were very overwhelmed seeing their parents together after so long. So it was a very good moment.
It's like
Yeah,
that
touching moment.
memory came alive, being with the parents again.
And then we thought that we are doing something good for the people, and it was
It's
really
impactful.
impactful.
Great. So tell me, what is Delairah all about? What can I expect when I come to you?
So Delairah is basically all things creative. We are doing very well in the wedding invite section, where we also do stationery, be it itineraries or those wedding cards or luggage tags, all of that. So wedding is one of the main games. Also branding. So in branding we do.
So branding, we can do visiting cards, brochures, stationeries, letterheads. So everything, whatever graphics are required in a wedding, or we also make LinkedIn posts for people whoever, be it a metal industry. So we design their LinkedIn post so that they can post and the people come to know. And when it is creative and attractive, people are drawn to the page. So yeah.
Right now, what we are also going into is social media. So we've handled a lot of religious social media pages, Jain pages for Diksha or Ubdan pages, where we try to So for Ubdan, what our main aim was to get more people to join that thing. So we make posts similar to that. So social media is also one of the things, and another thing we've got into is illustrations and caricatures, like we told you about that story.
Yes.
So that is what is very attractive.
So if it's a religious post or anything, they can just come to us with any idea if they want to start a shibir or something. So they will come to us with the entire story, and we will design the invite accordingly so that people are attracted with the story. So we have our voiceovers and etc. that they come to know that what it is about. So in short, everything which revolves around creating, we do that. Yeah.
So tell me, graphic designers need a lot of creativity, and there are times when there's a creative block. You just don't know what to design, and you just don't know what color palette to choose. How do you go about working in such situations?
This has happened to us. So what we do is, first of all, we go on walks to clear our mind. We go cafe hopping. Then we just sit and look at their logos. And if we feel like, no, this logo is not good, so just like a creative challenge for us, we come back and try to, rebrand the logo so that, we get inspiration. And we like traveling also.
Yeah.
So whenever we go to different countries or different places, if I feel like I've liked some picture, I'll keep it in my gallery. So when inspiration
Yeah,
strikes.
so if we go to a restaurant and see their logo, and if it is something unique, we sit and talk about it, that we are so smart, like How have they created this logo? Or we go to any place now, and if there is anything related to graphic designing, first thing is that we see that only, because obviously we are doing that.
Yeah.
So then we start, talking about it. And we also came up with design different episodes on our page, so that it clears our mind also, and even we try to get into a different space. So once we had designed we took existing brands and designed it into a different brand. For example, if we take Apple as a brand, and if it was a skincare brand, so we designed Apple into a skincare brand. Like that, we took 2-3 more things from Nike, etc., and we designed it into a different brand completely. So it would clear our minds also and make us.
And it's
more
interesting for the audience also to
Exactly,
see something different from the normal post. One of our episode series was I asked my cousin some random name for a brand. She gave me a color palette and she gave me one industry. Based on that, I built an entire new brand. So that was challenging for me also, and it was like a new thing for people to watch on our page. So this episode series we are going to be continuing. This is like a new way, an escape for us also, and a source of inspiration to
We also took like boring pictures from the net and then made it into a completely new posters with different graphics and very, very attractive ones, so that a boring thing can also turn into a very attractive thing through designing. So it shows that.
And regarding this, I want to tell you how did this idea come to me. So whenever I'm scrolling on Instagram, most of my feed is always graphic designing work. So we follow famous graphic designers like Abby Konnecttra, there is Anik Jain. So we follow them, and whenever I feel like this is something amazing, this series what they are doing is amazing, I save those posts, and whenever we have like a rough patch or we need inspiration, I try to copy it, or not exactly copy but do something with our twist. So that is how we come out of the creative block.
Amazing. Also tell me, is there any off season for graphic designers?
I feel like when there are no weddings, that is when it can be like an off season. I think it's from July, August, September. These 3-4 months are a little off. Of course, you get other projects,
Yes, yeah,
but
that's
wedding season is like the peak season for us.
So guys, thank you so much for being a part of Konnecttra. We hope you had a great time, and we'll manifest that Disney thing for you.
Thank
Hope it
you so
comes
much,
alive.
and we are grateful to all of you all for giving us this platform and this
Yeah,
opportunity.
it's a very good initiative by you all.
Especially since we are completing 2 years, we are really grateful, and I've never spoken so much in front of the camera.
It's a big
So
win
one,
for us.
one tick mark done.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. And for more such podcasts, please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.